Awesome. Well, I am going to show a quick demo on where to then find your budget sheet. So your estimated costs for your study abroad semester, now that you hopefully understand what you're going to be paying, who you're going to be paying, and how your current financial aid is used for that. So let me pull up our study abroad page. If you Google Bentley Study Abroad, you are going to find our international education website homepage. What I typically do, there's a couple ways to get to this page, but I typically follow the tabs on top just to see what am I looking for. So if I'm an undergrad student looking to study abroad for the semester, I'm going to follow that. Then I'm going to say, okay, what are my opportunities? I'm still looking for a semester program. I'm going to click on this link here, and you're going to see the referenced list of all of our approved programs where you can study for your semester as a Bentley student, paying Bentley tuition, receiving your Bentley aid, federal scholarships, whatnot. So if I am interested in, for example, studying at the University of Hong Kong for this semester, let's say. So first of all, I know viewers might be in different stages of studying abroad. If you are just ready to apply, you're going to hit the Apply Now button. If you have already applied but just want to check out your budget sheet, this is the place you can do so. Before applying, you should also get familiar with the budget sheet so there's no surprises when you are actually preparing to study abroad. So you're going to want to look at the budget sheet tab. Every single program has this. You're going to see up here we have a billable subtotal. This is everything we talked about that Bentley is going to bill you for. They're going to bill you tuition, an international education admin fee, and an insurance fee. This is the cost that you can use your scholarships, your grants, your loans, all of that still applies to. Then everything below this line, the non-billable subtotal here, this is going to be the cost of all of those variable expenses that you are going to pay out of pocket. For example, housing, airfare, visas for every program. It should be noted that these are all estimated and variable. So this could change depending on the current exchange rate of the country you're going to. It could change based on your personal spending habits, but most of these are taken from previous experience of our peers that have studied abroad or from the host university itself. So if you are interested in studying at the University of Hong Kong, but you want to know how much should I expect to pay for housing, you're going to see University of Hong Kong housing is relatively affordable. That's due to different subsidies that the government has. So housing is going to be around $1,500. However, you can see meals, you'll want to spend a little bit more or save a little bit more to purchase meals and groceries for your semester. You'll see course supplies, we estimate around $130, and then round trip airfare around $1,500. Again, this is something you should note. If you're booking your flight the day before you're leaving, this cost could go up quite a bit. But if you are booking your airfare at a reasonable amount of time, couple months out, this is the reasonable cost you should be able to find it for. Then you've got your visa, your passport, local transportation estimations, and then personal expenses. Personal expenses typically range from $1,500 to $2,500 when you're abroad. This is good to have as either an emergency fund or it's going to be used for your museum money, any extra dining out you want to do that's not part of your kind of regular meals. So it's really good to have a little bit of personal money, but just note if you are traveling every single weekend, hopping on a plane, personal expenses could go up quite a bit. But we are saying to have a reasonable experience in a city, this is what you could expect to spend. So to reiterate, if you are looking for a program sheet, you're going to pull up your program brochure. You'll see Budapest on this one. And then as a reminder, you have your billable amount at the top and then your non-billable amount at the bottom. You'll see in this example, Corvinus University of Budapest, housing is a little bit more akin to Bentley. There is going to be a housing deposit that you'd pay upfront. So if you were going to Corvinus, you'd know off the bat you need $1,700 to pay as a deposit. And then we estimate your round trip airfare, your personal expenses, visa again, all of these different costs you do need to look into and have available for your time abroad.